Good morning. It is Tuesday, June 6th, 2023. It is 7:02 a.m. in my locale. Sorry about the lights. I blew the bulb in the light I usually put behind the camera. I have to go dig that out, but it is outside in another bay, so I have to get that. So we're going to have to just cope on today. We'll just keep moving the camera until we get something better. Okay, yesterday we had a pretty productive day around here. We got a whole lot done. And, house is clean, trash is out. Well, the trash I got to take out today will go out. And dinner was pretty easy. I went out and I used my grill, reminding me that it did rain this morning, so that's probably wet. I'm going to have to drag that around the back and the side before I go to work, because today I go to work, so that it dries out so I can clean it and put it away. Yeah, I let it cool, and I did not put it away. It got too dark too quick, and so I just said, I'll get it in the morning. And, of course, it rained, so that's okay. I look at that as not a big deal. You just pump out what is left of the ash into the compost heap, and you just move on with a wet paper towel and let it dry in the sun for 10 minutes. So, hey, it was good. We had steak, we had potatoes, and we had mixed vegetables. And Queso had that too. I basically took some strips of stuff, threw it into the blender, turned it into a mush for him, added some water, and he ate like a champ and went right to sleep. So that was a good thing. All right, so let's start. Okay, let's go to our poem. Illusion and enlightenment depend on each other. Principle and actuality are ultimately the same. All day long, sutras without words. Through the night, Zen without sitting. Warblers sing in the willow grove by the river. A village dog barks at the moon. I have no one to share my feelings, so I just write what is in my heart. Ryokan, 1758-1831. He's talking, in this particular case, what I read as the duality. Okay, that's the yin, the yang. That is the light, the dark. That is the up, the down. The way that the universe is somehow set up is that for everything, there is an opposite thing. For protons, they have a charge. Electrons have a negative charge. It's a setup. I'm trying to think of another one. Let's get science. For every cell receptor that gets pushed, there is a corresponding event inside of that cell to either start or stop yet another duality, a process in that cell. We can see that duality and understand that they have to work together. Male and female, for example, they have to work together. If they don't work together, then you're not going to get anything done. If you have to have, I'm trying to think of an easier one. There has to be gravity, and then there has to be force to resist gravity. Okay, that's the normal force that you have to resist, so you can actually pick your feet up and walk. Understanding there is a duality makes it a lot easier, because principle and actuality are ultimately the same. What I think and what I do should be in accord. If what you're thinking and what you're doing are opposite to each other, you are not in accord. You're not in balance. And that is what that entire poem talks about. It talks about balance. Balance. We don't have balance anymore. We just have children name-calling and adults walking around them trying to get work done. We don't have balance. Very sadly. Because if children were listening to adults and adults were helping children, we would all get along and everybody would be happy and we'd all learn something, and the end of the day would be a brighter place. But nope, can't have that. It'd be normal. So, pull our rune today. This is Northeast. It is pulled inverted. That is the rune of constraint, but it's upside down. So let's see what the book says. I'm right on that spot where the book's spine is broken. As part of the cycle of initiation, another cycle rune, this is the teacher disguised as pain and limitation. When we have a spot of great darkness, we become aware of the light within us. And we recognize the true creative power. When something within us is disowned, that which is disowned creates problems. You must clean. You have to fund the will and strengthen your character. Start with difficult things and work back, or start with things that are easy and work your way up. Either way, you just have to think that suffering is undergoing. Control your anger, restrain your impulses, keep your faith firm. This is important. Modesty and good temper. I'm having an issue like that right now. I was thinking about that this morning. So we're going to see how this works. I'm not going to get too far into the weeds on it. Just know that I believe someone did something in a punitive way. And I'm not going to attribute to malice, which I should attribute to stupidity. So today I'm going to go to work and I'm going to tell my boss that this is not working in this structure. And you know why I'm here and you know what I'm doing. And this person is, I don't know if they're actively or inactively stopping that goal from going forward. So I'm looking to you to move this goal forward. This is the experience I want to have. That's a constraint. My constraint is if he goes, well, she does you're the boss. You fix it. If it happens again one time, because we have staffing issues, is everybody has to take a little on the chin like that. The second time it happens, it's now being done deliberately. And this is ineffective and it will stop, because if it happens again, I will go and speak to the general manager and I will say, hey, I've spoken to my supervisor and there has been no motion on this process. And if after the third week it happens, I'm going to walk into my general manager's office and go, I either need to speak to your manager, or we need to go speak to them together, or I need to seek other experiences, which is what I will be doing with my time off. And when I find those other experiences, then I will come to you and I will resign on that day, in that moment, and I will be gone in 24 hours because you have failed to provide the experience that I am looking for, and I have been very clear about it. So I'm not angry with my work, but at some point in time, you have to kind of poke them in the nose a little bit in order to get what you want. Not swing, not fight, not scream, just remind them why you're here and what you're doing. Let's go to our little book. We opened up to the same place we did yesterday. No, that doesn't make sense. Here, let me fan the pages. All right. Those the ancients referred to as excelling at warfare conquered those who were easy to conquer. Their victories were not marked by fame for wisdom or courageous achievement, but were free from errors. One who is free from errors directs his measures towards certain victory, conquering those who are already defeated. That's pretty hopeful, given what I had just said to you earlier. And I know, Bally, come here. Come here, be famous. The obligatory case of you. You have anything to say before I feed you? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, we got a snort. Sit down. Come on, blanket time. Okay, what are we doing today? It rained this morning, as I said, so we're going to work. I'm working from 8:30 to 5, and then I'm going to come back here. I did make a boatload of phone calls yesterday for different things. Now I have to follow up. So when I come home, I got to check my email and see if the thing I was looking for is there. If it's not, I got to make a phone call and find out why it wasn't there, which is perfectly fine. It's all a-okay. You know, it takes time when I'm trying to... It takes time when I'm trying to achieve something to get to... You know, get people to contact. I'm looking at something, and I'm being very coy for a reason. I'm looking at something, it's physical, and it involves living spaces. And I'm trying to get someone to find places that meet the criteria that I am looking for. Okay? So I'm waiting for them to do some legwork so that they can talk to me about those living spaces and if it meets my criteria. I have not seen anything yet, but I also haven't checked my email since 2 o'clock this afternoon, or yesterday afternoon. I don't check my email in the morning anymore. It used to be a habit. I've now moved my habit to checking email at the end of the day, not the beginning of the day, because I'm usually trying to remove spam and everything else. And my email is also a bit of a mess. I'm thinking about shoving all of it into a folder, very common, and then attacking that folder every day and managing my inbox cleanly again. And then, because it'll be less, I'm not saving stuff. And then look at 20 pieces of email a day and saying, okay, clear it, unsubscribe, I don't want to be here, oh, that has to be filed, I need that. Once I get that under control, and it's got to be under 100 pieces, once I get that under control, then I'm going to go through my folders of mail and I'm going to figure out what needs to be eliminated. That is a little harder. I've got at least 5 folders. If I just click everything and say delete, it won't hurt anything at all. But the object of having a smaller footprint, a smaller digital footprint, a smaller physical footprint, a smaller anything footprint, is probably a goal that all of us should be seeking. Your mileage may vary. Please consult your owner's manual for more information. Okay, so let's pull it all together real quick because I got to get in the shower. We understand duality, and we understand how nature speaks to us. We understand that we're going to have some limitation, whether it be in our work, in our lives, somewhere today. Our work is going to have a bit of a stumbling block. If we understand the duality of how things work and we understand the stumbling block, we can reverse that and we can make those opportunities and not roadblocks. And the book tells us very quickly that your success, the easy wins, is what that really said. Okay, really don't count. It's just practice. So now it's time for maybe one or all of us to find a bigger project to tackle and use an appropriate strategy. Duality, connectivity, how normal and nature works to move through a difficult moment to achieve victory. Other than that, I'm going to go get a shower. I hope your day is good. Mine is good. Oh, I forgot to give you the temperature. 79 degrees. It's supposed to go up to 89 degrees today. So that's going to be a little warm. Should be fine. It's Tuesday. I don't know what's going to happen. I might just be coming right back here and going, guys, there's nothing to do. I'm on call. I will sit at home. I can always do more studying and problem solving because I've got a lot of problems to work on mathematically. Okay. And then when you got a tour, just call me back. Or just send me home. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but I just cannot sit and do nothing. So they're going to have to find something for me to do, or they're going to have to put me on call. I don't know which it's going to be, but since it's only a 10-minute walk, it's not this major thing. And we did have one of our captains that used to say the same thing. He's like, there's nothing for me to do. I'm going to go home. Call me when you need me. I'll come back in and swipe out on time. And I don't see why that doesn't work, because it works all the time. Slow season means we can get a lot of things achieved. If there's nothing to achieve, I do have things I can achieve. I was told to bring my study stuff to work, and I'm like, well, why would I want to sit out in 90-degree weather with a book in front of everybody when I could come home to 75 degrees, have a huge table to work on, and work in peace, tranquility, and silence? Who knows? But you guys have a great day. I'm going to upload this. While this is encoding and uploading, I'm going to grab a shower, and I'm going to feed Queso. Not sure what he's having yet. I'm not sure if we're going to dig in the fridge or we're going to go right to baby food. Haven't figured it out yet. But that boy will eat, because the rest of the potatoes and meat and veggies, that's his dinner tonight. There's not much left. So I'm going to probably chop that up and grind it up and give it to him. we're going to warm it, of course. And because he's a good boy, we're going to put some cheese on it. Have a great day. Go get him.